Well, this is going to be fun. It's the Horseshoe Collective postgame show. Thanks for joining us live from the X. 84-69. Boise State gets the win over San José State. Joey Jenkins along with Nick Duncan. First time on the show for old Nick Duncan. Yep. Mike Burns with us. I said it earlier. I was in my closet like 11 a.m. looking for my Your Greeting to Utah State t-shirt. I don't have it yet. But I will find it. I was hoping you were going to be in it, to be honest.
Should ask my wife. She's got one. I would have bought it for you to wear.
That is a classic.
It really is.
That's a great Bronco memory, too.
It's probably the only thing I get spoken about more.
Oh, my gosh. I feel bad
now. That's the number one in memory, but that's okay.
Well, that and raining down about 300 threes in this building.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was why he had the chance to address the crowd in that fashion, because of his superior play that day in Logan.
Listen, you were a dog, and to be honest, like I think Nick Duncan on this team would do some good. I really do. Yeah.
Nick Duncan on any team would do good. Nick Duncan on any team would do good, because he was, I mean, as good a player as he was a better teammate, and obviously now he's a pillar in the community and a beacon in the financial world out there as we speak. So
I was showing him my account earlier, so he's got some questions for me. But let's talk about this game. I want to lead off, Coach, with Drew Fielder and his performance. And Nick, I'd love your insight too. One big man to another, but just getting a win. Somewhat comfortable win. Got a big lead. It got in that kind of halftime. It was down to single digits. But let's start with Drew Fielder, who is our player of the game today.
Well, Drew I mean, you can't put enough emphasis on his ability to be able to just convert plays like you're watching on TV right now. He just makes a lot of plays that aren't that easy look pretty easy. And he went 9 for 13 tonight, and he was offensively a big reason we were able to get that lead stretched, especially in the second half. And then, you know, I was so proud of Javen Buchanan, because he's, you know, had a couple struggles recently, and it's hard, and Nick knows this as a player. You just, the game, all of a sudden, you're getting scouted, people are taking things away, and it's just not going easy for you. And so you got to fight through that. And one of the things we always challenge our guys with is, when it's not going great offensively, put your emphasis, your effort, and your perspective on the defensive and rebounding end of the floor. And he did that tonight. And that play he made, you know, getting the steal, diving for the ball at half court, flipped the game in the second half, because they were hanging around. And I mean, this team, you know, they pounded Nevada by 17 on Tuesday. So it's scary, because they can make threes in bunches, and our guys did a good job of making those threes today, some tough ones, and we got a positive outcome.
Seemed like with Fielder today, anytime he received the ball in the middle of the court, whether it was pick and roll or he got the ball inside, things just started to fruition from the threes on the outside. You know, talk a little bit about his progression throughout the year, and you know, once he gets that ball inside, and it seems when the ball gets in the middle with the team, things just start to progress on offensive end.
No doubt, because he's, you know, and you know this, being able to shoot yourself from three as a big guy. When a big guy can make threes and brings the defense to him, or gets in a pick and roll situation, and now it's a closeout to you. Now you've got a three, you've got a drive, you can play, you know, zoom action. So there's so many things we can do to put the defense at a disadvantage, because he can not only score inside but score outside. And then a lot of times it's just, you know, the easiest way for a big guy to score is to drive it in, Barkley into the post, and you drive it down to 6-8 feet, one or two more dribbles, and get to that left shoulder. And his left shoulder's been nearly automatic lately, so that's a good thing.
Coach Andrew Meadow, 16 3-3 for him today. And you know, I think for going into the season, I think there were some pretty high expectations for Meadow. This was one of a game, especially you see the alley-oop there at the beginning of the game. Just talk about Meadow's game tonight and what we can expect from him maybe in the next 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, obviously impressed with the scoring. You know, you look at the 16 points, but what was more impressive was he had 3 assists and 3 turnovers. That should have been 5 assists and 1 turnover, because he hit Drew on a roll that Drew stopped because Drew thought it was his own. He should have kept going, but that was a bucket. That was a dunk. And then he hit Javen on one that Javen smoked the layup, and then he hit Javen over the top on another one. So actually he would have had 6 assists and 1 turnover. And And he's made a big jump in being able to see that part of the game, you know, because he's always been a great straight line driver, obviously a great shooter. But now playing in a pick and roll situation and seeing the roll and being able to throw the late roll, I mean, it's exciting. He's made a jump similar. You know, Nick knows this because he played with him. But when Justinian Jessup was a freshman, he could straight drive and shoot, but he couldn't really play pick and roll. But as he got older and started to see that, boy, does it put a lot of pressure on the defense. Again, when a guy who can really shoot brings people to him, and then he has the ability to see the roll and put his teammates in position for easy baskets.
Obviously, talk about Meadows with double digits. Fielder as well, but you know, 4 starters with double digits. How is that camaraderie and the team effort on the offensive end be able to open up the court for the team? And you know, is that something we're looking at, you know, towards the end stretch and getting to the Mountain West tourney of, you know, we kind of need all 4 or 5 guys on the court contributing at one time? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and it's, look, I mean, let's be frank. Our issues are not on the offensive end of the floor. I mean, they just aren't. We've been the last month and a half, you know, maybe 2 months, we're one of the best offensive teams in the country. We're going to go as far as our defense will take us, and we still got things to get better at on that end of the floor. And so, you know, tonight we give up 10 offensive rebounds, and that is defensive rebounding is a staple of this program. So we got to shore that up. But if we can defend and rebound as well as we're playing offense right now, there's no reason we can't win 8 in a row and end up on Selection Sunday some happy people, because we have that ability. We really do.
And you saw tonight, obviously 10 offensive rebounds, something to clean up. But when we did get defensive rebounds, I mean, that just enabled the offense to move up and down the floor, and our offense really sprung from that, and we saw good things.
Yeah, that absolutely. And anytime we can get transition baskets, which we were able to get some tonight, that's a huge bonus for the Broncos.
You see the team stats: 33 rebounds, out-rebounding San Jose State, 100% from the free throw line. Also 15 team assists. You're going to win a lot of games, I feel like, if the team's getting 15 assists.
Yeah, and especially if you can double up that turnover number. If you go, 2-to-1 assist to turnover, that's usually a sign that your offense is clicking pretty good and you're going to be in a pretty good situation in terms of the outcome.
Coach, we appreciate it. I know you just mentioned it, but how important are these 2 weeks to say, you know what, forget what the overall record is or what happened a month ago, whatever, but playing your best basketball when you touch down in Las Vegas? What have you seen in your history of coaching teams like that can maybe get hot right at that time?
Well, that is the essence of it. I mean, last year we were one of those teams, and so was Colorado State. And it was us in Colorado State. This year, I feel like we have been trending in the right direction. And I know Bronco Nation was dissatisfied with the results of, Logan and all that. That's a tough place to play. Obviously we've just talked about that a little earlier with Nick, and they've got a good team. But on a neutral court, we feel we can beat anybody in this conference. And so it's crazy, but, in some ways, having to play the first day, as much as you don't want to have to try to play 4 days in a row, playing the first day is not a bad thing always, because if you can get a win, you get a little momentum, and then all of a sudden now you got momentum. Your guys have been on the floor. They've felt the atmosphere. Now you're going into day 2, and usually you're playing a pretty good team. You take that momentum, you beat them. Now you're in the semis with huge momentum. Yeah. And so this team, we have depth. We can play 9 and 10 guys. So, that's the great part is we don't know which one of those guys coming off the bench is going to really step up. But we have the ability to do that. And if you have that ability, you can catch lightning in the bottle. And a couple years ago, we had an NCAA tournament team that lost to New Mexico who was in the same circumstance, and they had to win 4 in a row, and they did it. Yeah. And I think the league is similar this year. There's no team that is just out there. Like, there's no team that's just so much better than the rest of the league that they can't be beaten. And all you got to do is look at the results, and it's there for everyone to see. So we definitely can get this done. We just got to keep building on it and building some momentum.
Get us motivated, Coach.
Absolutely.
I feel like I want to flex or take off my shirt.
We don't. Let's have a little bourbon and then we'll flex.
Let's do it. Huge thanks to Coach Burns for joining us. Dylan Andrews is going to join us live on set next. Broncos with a big win over San Jose State. Will continue with the Horseshoe Collective postgame show coming up after the break. Perfect, thanks.
Boise, football season is here, and whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to Drink Sip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. Drink Sip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend DeMarcus Lawrence and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.
Back here on the Horseshoe Collective postgame show, 84-69. Broncos with a win here on the X floor. And we've got Dylan Andrews with us. Dylan, 12 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, but more importantly, a W. Thanks you for just a couple of minutes, but getting a win. Yeah, a nice little bounce back. And we were just talking to Coach Burns about how important this stretch is. And, hey, let's just play our best basketball now, right?
No, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, we want a W, especially coming off a loss like we did. It feels good to, build confidence going into the next game, especially against Wyoming.
We have player of the game, Drew Fielder. It seems like you guys have got good ability in the open court, and especially the pick and roll game. Is that something you guys are focusing on throughout practice and trying to alleviate that back into the game?
No, 100%. One thing I do love is my 5 man, and Drew Fielder, man, he plays that role tremendously. I love that guy. I love that dude. And one thing about him, man, we always talk on the court, no matter if it's good things, no matter if it's bad things, but we gonna always solve it. And that's what I respect about him. So I love Drew.
I don't know where that assist is going to rank on the. It felt like a 3/4 court bounce pass dime to R.J. Keene. Where does that rank? I mean, not like you can remember every assist you've ever done, but that was good. We saw the goggles. If you missed that one, but just 15. That was good. Are these goggles, spectacles?
Yeah, it's like binoculars. Like
binoculars,
really see.
I see it. Yeah. See, so we had the binoculars for Dylan Andrews, but just. I want to ask you about that assist in general. How nice was that? Because the crowd was going nuts after
Hold on,
that.
wait, there's my dunk.
Yeah, and the dunk, you're right. Yeah, the dunk. You don't have many opportunities to dunk on a nice breakaway like that. There it is. Look at that pass.
Yeah, that was a great pass to RJ.
That was great. That was great. And the spectacles later for now you're seeing me with them, but the binoculars. But just getting assists like that, getting a dunk like that, getting maybe some of the mojo back. Could you feel that a little bit? Especially you guys got a 21-point lead, got closer than halftime, but then let that lead balloon back up at the second half.
No, 100%. We knew for a fact that we had to, lock in and really just put the full throttle in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that run sparked us, that dunk sparked us, and JB getting the stop on Sada right here at half court and me going to get the breakaway dunk, and right after we get another stop and then the pass to RJ, like all that, man, is just like, I say that's team chemistry, because one thing we know, if we get the ball in space and the open court, the guys know to run with me because they know I'm looking to pass.
Well, speaking of team energy and team synergy and assists, 15 assists for you guys tonight. You're going to win a lot of games when you get 15 team assists, I imagine.
No, 100%. Especially, when we want to share the ball, guys are really willing to, be ready to shoot, catch it, and be ready to let it fly. So 15 assists is great.
One thing that Nick was talking about when he played and about making a run in the conference tournament, how important is it to block out noise? I don't know if it's a turn your phone off kind of a moment, but knowing there's 4 games left after this, and then it's a conference tournament in Vegas, and be like, I don't care what seed we are, playing your best basketball then. Has that been kind of a conversation in the locker room, like, you guys, we can't erase the past, so we just got to play our best ball now?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we know for a fact We're just taking it one day at a time. We know we've been through some ups and downs, and we know we went through some adversity, but I feel like it's just going to all come together during the tournament. But at the end of the day, we're taking it one day at a time. So right now, we're just getting ready for Wyoming. Then we got Fresno. So one game at a time, and then we can talk about the conference tournament.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
No cap.
Yeah, I love it. No cap. See? No, you're cool. You can say that. I feel like when I say
yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no cap. All right, coming up, this is No Cap also. We're going to wrap up the show. Dylan, thank you so much for the time, man.
I
We
appreciate that.
it.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap up with
Thank you.
Nick Duncan's thoughts on the Horseshoe Collective postgame show. We'll be back after this.
Boise, football season is here, and whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to Drink Sip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. Drink Sip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend DeMarcus Lawrence and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.
We're wrapping up the Horseshoe Collective postgame show. 84-69 the final. Before we say goodbye, Nick Duncan, you played a lot of games here. What is it like, and what do you see from this team in what's been a really weird year? There's been games that have been frustrating. There's been losses. You've heard from Dylan Andrews, heard from Coach Burns, but your thoughts on this team and how important the last 4 games of the regular season are?
I mean, it's all about momentum, right? We spoke about that with Dylan Andrews, and I think moving forward, as they play as a team, 4 players in double digits, as they work the ball, move the ball, that's when things come for this team. And if they continue that each game, anything can happen in March, right? Everyone's got a game, win 3 or 4 games in a row, get that momentum, anything's possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride, we think, in the desert. So Nick Duncan, appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
Great insight from Nick Duncan. So good to hear from him. That's going to do it for us today. Getting a win, so important. We're going to be back next Tuesday when the Broncos take the floor again here on the X. 84-69 the final. Thanks for everyone behind the scenes getting this done. Nick Duncan, Coach Burns, Dylan Andrews, and look at those highlights from DA. I'm Joey Jenkins. We'll see you next Tuesday on the Horseshoe Collective postgame show.
Boise, football season is here, and whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to Drink Sip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. Drink Sip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend DeMarcus Lawrence and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.